Welcome to Learn Sword and Typing with Vikas sir. Transcription number 46, volume number 3rd, 46 and 47 at the rate 80 word per minute. Start. The crux of the whole matter, therefore, is the inability on the part of the government to manipulate the prices in a manner whereby it may be possible to achieve crop planning in order to achieve the desired results. As long as this prices structure is allowed to move in the manner in which it is moving today, whatever may be the policy of the government, howsoever much credit they may pump into the agricultural sector, whatever the amenities they may give to the agriculturists, it will not be possible for us to achieve the targets in the manner in which we want to achieve. I would have been satisfied if, as a result of this increased agricultural production, the farmer was better off. But we find that whenever there is increased production in response to higher prices, the markets slump down so heavily that ultimately the farmer stands to lose instead of to gain. Therefore, the farmer loses both ways and the country also loses. The farmer puts in more money, more resources in the production of crops for which he expects higher returns and B. Loses all that money because the prices are not rising to his expectations and instead the prices fall down rather precipitously and the country is also losing because there is a very uneven development of agriculture. Therefore, the crux of the whole problem is not just to hold the price line or just to see that the black marketing is avoided. That is only on one part of the job, a very important part of the price policy, and that has got to be kept in mind. I am not against it. In fact, I am all for it, and I blame the government for not being able to do it so far, but this is another aspect of the price policy to which the Planning Commission, it seems to me, has not applied its mind properly so far, namely the use of price policy as an instrument of crop planning, and as long as that particular tool is not utilized for this objective, it will not be possible for us to have a planned development of our economy. Then there is the question of incentives. We are now told every time that unless incentives are given, it will not be possible for us to develop our economy. We are hearing daily about our export promotion. Stop. Now, the program of incentives also has to be viewed in terms of the objective of the development of a socialist economy in our country and not just from the point of view of earning more and more foreign balances. I am not in any way belittling the problem of foreign balances, but ultimately the problem of foreign balances has significance and meaning only in terms of the objectives that the third plan has set before it. Therefore, when we are talking of incentives in order to earn more foreign balances, we have also to think of incentives in terms of achieving the objectives that we have got in mind. I was therefore disappointed to read the speech of the planning minister as he said as the planning minister at the Indian Labour Conference in which he seems to have indicated a new approach to the problem of wages. His approach has passed through three stages. In the first stage, just after the general election, the planning minister came out with a statement that he was thoroughly dissatisfied with the way in which the wage structure had developed and that he meant to do something about it. He categorically stated that the real wages had not increased because of intransigence of the management, and he further stated that he wanted to do something about it. Then there came about a discussion as to what could be done, and all the industrialists themselves and the financial newspapers in this country came out with the theory that wages could be increased only if productivity is increased, and therefore wages should be linked with productivity. That was the second stage: increase productivity and wages will be increased. That was the slogan, or that was the principle which was accepted even by the industrialists. But what do we find in the speech of the planning minister to the Indian Labour Conference? There he says that even if productivity increases, the first charge will be in respect of projects which are meant for further employment or creation or more employment opportunities. That means even if productivity increases, it is not that the workers will immediately benefit in terms of higher wages, so that it may be possible for them to improve their standard of living a little bit. Even if productivity rises, the fruits of productivity will go to schemes for creating further employment opportunities in the country. How long are the workers to wait, and what exactly will be the great stage at which it can be stated that enough employment opportunities have been created and therefore the stage has come for increased wages. Stop. Transcription number 47. Madam, you are aware that when this life business was nationalized in the year 1956, great expectations and great hopes were entertained by all members of parliament. In the statement of objects and reasons relating to that measure, the finance minister stated that nationalization was necessary and even imperative to achieve the broad objectives of increasing insurance business, to take it to larger areas including the rural areas, and to give greater returns to policy holder. We have to see after these few years of the working of this organization how far we have achieved these great objectives. In the past also, we may remember that many criticisms have been made in regard to the working of this organization. Even the estimates committee has gone into this question and examined in detail the various aspects of the working of this organization. That committee has made certain recommendations. Those recommendations are very important and I will advert to them shortly. Before I deal with them, I wish to make one point clear. In spite of the various criticisms and in spite of the various comments made in the house, in the press, and also through various organizations, the working of this organization has not been improved very much. The report which we are discussing today relates to the year 1966. Obviously, it is a very old document and a discussion on this report at this hour perhaps is too late. Nevertheless, a discussion is important if we keep in view some of the fundamental problems that are facing this organization. This report was submitted in November 1961, that is to say, some 9 months after the period of the working of this organization. I do not know why there should be such inordinate delay in submitting reports. The report, madam, deals with various aspects. It does not bring out many things which ought to be properly brought out in a report of this kind. And while reading this book report, I was not able to make out the working of this organization and to get a proper understanding of it. For that purpose, I have to depend upon other reports and other opinions expressed by various organization in this country, and thereby I have gathered information. That is why I have to suggest that the report should be comprehensive. Stop. I would refer to some of the important problems confronting this organization. The most important among them, in my opinion, is the organizational setup. You remember when this matter came up for discussion in both houses of parliament at the time of the nationalization of this live business. Suggestions were made by certain members. I was participating in the other house in the debate then, and I suggest that one corporation would not be better, and it is desirable to have more than one organization, to have more than one corporation. I suggested this, and a good many members of my party made this suggestion because they thought that there should be some sort of comparative standards to measure the efficiency and performance of this organization. Without such comparative standards to measure the efficiency and the work of this organization, it would be difficult to judge either the efficiency of the organization or the improvement or progress made by the organization. Therefore, we suggested that there should be more than one corporation, perhaps there should be three or four. Now, after the experience gained, the estimates committee has come to this conclusion that this is a huge monolithic organization whose task has been increasing all the time, and that it has not been possible for this organization to fulfill all the expectations and all the tasks and all the requirements that are expected to be fulfilled by this organization. And also the estimates committee has suggested a radical change, a revolutionary departure with regard to the organizational setup. They have advisedly pointed out two alternatives. The first alternative is to set up more than one corporation so that there may be division of work and division of areas. There may be also be healthy competition between the corporations so that the country and the people may know which corporation is doing better and which is not doing better. The other alternative they have suggested is that there should be one organization with a federal structure with semi-zonal units functioning. Therefore, I also submit that with this monopolistic structure, it would be difficult for the organization to carry out its functions more efficiently and in a direction which is healthy, and which is progressive. In the first instance, therefore, I would suggest that the ministry should immediately take steps to see that the whole organizational setup is revised and reorganized so that there may be better efficiency and understanding maintained into the working of this great institution. The organization as it is constituted reveals certain inherent defects. The main office is managed by a large number of officials. Stop.